Hey guys, Omni here. We are back for episode 6 of The Bad Batch. Last week's episode had the team coming across an old Jedi contact named Sid, who kind of has their ties in with the underbelly of the galaxy a little bit, a dealer in information and odd jobs, as you will. And they ended up in a kind of a quid pro quo kind of situation. Of course, very reminiscent of how Dave Filoni kind of tells his stories. We got the team needing to perform a task to get what they need, the information that they want. So they agreed to it. Of course, it's another way to make ends meet in the current stage and state of the galaxy. They get a cut of the whole exchange, but the mission itself is to return a missing person, seemingly. And it turns out this is the origins to possibly, and I saw a lot of people kind of, going against it a little bit in the comments based on some stuff from some of the books. But this seems to be some kind of a setup, or at least origins to the Rancor at Jabba's palace, because we got Bib Fortuna coming in to get this missing Rancor, which ends up being the missing persons that, or the captured person they were sent to liberate, named Mochi. And ends up being an adolescent Rancor. The team gets captured by Zygerian slavers, and it's up to Omega to help, with the help of Mochi, to get them out of there. It was a fun little episode. It was a little bit of a detour in a lot of ways, but it gets them some more information on Fennec Shand as they complete the mission in the end. Bib comes in, collects the Rancor, and off to Jabba's palace they go. And who knows? We know that the names don't necessarily line up with what's in the book, so either A, it's Dave Filoni again ignoring the source material from established current canon. He's been known to do that. He plays with some things he likes and he changes other things. We've seen it with the Kanan stuff. We've seen it with a couple of things that happened in Star Wars Clone Wars Season 7. We've seen it in stuff that happened in The Mandalorian that also doesn't adhere wholly to what has been established since the Disney takeover as canon. So it could just be another thing, or could be this is the Rancor that mothers the one that Luke later kills. Who knows? It's just a fun little thing that apparently Bibbs just goes out and collects Rancors for Jabba, if not. So, fun little episode. I hope we get a little bit more back on track for the story, a little bit more into the galaxy. This little pit stop was fun, seeing like the lawlessness kind of creep in with the Republic gone. The Zygerian slavers trying to restart their slave empire was interesting. So there were some elements of it that I did like. Some that kind of expanded on the state of the world. Just not as much as the previous episode. So we'll see how this week's episode goes. Just like with last week and every other week. The full unedited reaction watch-alongs are available over on Patreon, or if you become a member on the channel here. Both get you access to the same stuff. So that being said, guys, hope you like this. Subscribe, all that jazz, so we can keep continuing this journey together. And let's dive into it. Here we go. Decommissioned. Okay.
Sorry.
Mega just almost accidentally killed somebody.
Got it.
Good. Again.
Aw.
But I've already hit the target 3 times.
Out of 12. That's luck, Omega, not skill. Soldiers need to be consistent.
So that blaster magic in the first episode seems to have waned a little bit. Second
I was doing
episode?
better until those two showed
Whichever.
up.
You have to learn to tune out distractions, which comes with practice.
Oh.
Not exactly a natural, is she?
Okay, playtime's over. I assume you boys know what a tactical droid is? They were the
operational brains of the Separatist military.
This is my
He's like, I know, pick me.
intel has tremendous value, which is why you're gonna break into this decommissioning facility on Corellia and retrieve one before they're all destroyed.
Ooh. Get to go to Corellia.
Gonna work for you or not?
Allow me to decide for you. You're in.
No
I'm
choice
talking
here.
A mutually beneficial arrangement. And you're releasing too soon because of those weak noodle arms. Build up your strength.
Oh,
Lesson over.
Jesus. Yeah, Omega was kind of struggling at pulling the thing back, which isn't going to help your accuracy that much.
This old trick.
It gets us past the planetary sensors every time.
Why is a tactical droid more important?
Reminds me of Boba Fett. Also reminds me of what Han did in Empire.
We can land at the industrial dockyard and go in on foot.
I guess Obi-Wan also pulled a similar maneuver when he was in that asteroid field. Shipyards of Corellia.
Sid didn't mention this place was guarded by police droids. Follow me.
I wonder if we'll see any droid Easter eggs at all in here. Got super battle droids, normal battle droids. Man, it's crazy just seeing like all of these like battle droids and whatnot being just like melted away after all of the
Echo,
trouble
check. We'll locate and retrieve the droid. Wrecker, cover us up top.
they've caused over the last
The other lookout was
couple
Crosshair
years in the
droid.
galaxy.
Wasn't a request. We have one shot at this. Let's get it right.
Where was the droid offloaded? Northern conveyor.
Found it. Wait, someone just ran off with the droid head.
Who's that creeping up behind Echo? Or shit, Omega.
I'm on it.
Negative. Stay out of sight.
I don't think so. Stay.
Wait a minute. Hey, I recognize that voice.
Where are you? Don't answer that.
It was like the way she was moving. I was like, wait a minute. And then the voice.
Come in. What's going on? Where are you? We need to get out of here.
Gosh, I didn't expect to see these two again.
Why don't you ease up on that thing and we can talk about this?
Oh. Uh-oh.
We've got police droids closing in. Focus your fire.
There's a second person after the tactical droid. Don't worry.
I'm in pursuit.
We already have the droid hit.
No, you don't. Rappa, I have the package. Meet me at the rendezvous.
I remember Rafa's name. Ah, Trace. Okay, I was like, I forgot her name altogether at this point.
I've got it. I have the droid head.
Wrecker, get to the main control panel.
Yeah, let's not fall down there. The claw. No! God damn it, Wrecker, watch your fucking head.
Wrecker, the system's online. Now get down here.
Good soldiers. Good soldiers.
No. Good soldiers. Good soldiers, what, Wrecker?
Hang on, Omega!
Oh no.
Hey! Over here! Hurry!
Uh,
Grab something!
uh,
I got you, kid.
Yeah.
I'm so scared about Wrecker right now.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Don't worry about me or anything. Well, this has been a real treat.
We want to get out of here. We need to work together.
Fine, but I still don't like you.
I'm used to it.
Rekka, come in.
All the exits are blocked.
You could hear Crosshair echoing that same thing.
We need a diversion. What we need is a diversion.
Is there an echo in here?
Yes,
What?
I'm Echo.
Okay, Echo. We need a distraction. And he can help with that.
What's that thing gonna do?
We need an army to get out of this. And we happen to have one.
They gotta turn it on and then sick these battle droids after them.
It didn't work.
It will, once we boost the signal. And this will help me access the program.
Rekka, we're here. We need your help.
On my way.
Now him I like.
Of course you would.
What's happening? I don't know. Did we win?
It's kind of creepy because they're all like disheveled. It's like fucking droid zombies.
Orders are orders.
We're almost there. Trust me, you'll see us.
Uh-oh.
Nice shot. It's all about tuning out distractions. He's here. Let's go.
Okay. You're do. Ah, all right. I'll roll with it, I guess.
Our contact needed that information to fight back against the Empire.
Hmm.
You fighting for the Empire. Isn't that what you clones do now?
Not all of us.
You should come visit us sometime.
Isn't that part of Ord Mental a little seedy?
Very. It's great.
Here.
What's this?
Tech copied the tactical droid's intel to this data rod before it got destroyed.
Why are you giving it to us?
You'll use it for the right reasons.
Maybe you are different.
To be honest, things were clearer when we were just soldiers.
Take it from me. In the end, we all choose sides.
I'm glad to see them, like, assuming Rafa's telling the truth, which she's also not known to do a lot of the time. If they're actually working for, like, the early stage of the rebellion. Surprising, but great.
We acquired the tactical droid data from Corellia, and we had help. It was a squad of rogue clones, and I know where to find them. thought you might want to know.
Ahsoka? Who? God damn it. It looked like a hood, like a cloak. Am I thinking? Am I overthinking? But who would they contact? Who would they know in this onslaught, early stages of the Empire taking over? Who would they know that would be openly trying to figure out how to fight back? Ahsoka. I like this episode a lot more. Not that I didn't like the last one. And damn it, I don't want to be one of those people that was like, well, last week was a filler episode. It's not. It's all building towards something. It built the relationship with Sid. It built the relationship with, like, Omega. It shows us the world and the state and all that. But, like, I just thought last episode was a little boring. That's it. That's all it was. This one was fun. I like this episode a lot. The action, the heist element of it, things went mostly more smoothly. It was interesting seeing Corellia and then this droid decommissioning facility, seeing the team also continue to adapt without Crosshair, you know, having Wrecker take his place, his lookout position in this one, which of course, Wrecker, you know, people have been like, nah, it's just, he gets bonked on the head all the time. It's fine. So a lot of people like me who has been concerned about the continuous focus on Wrecker and his head. And it's like, there's been people that was like, nah, that's not it. Whatever. Well, here we go. We did. We hear him echoing Crosshair's own words, and then we hear him himself just randomly after getting bonked on the head again saying, good soldiers. He doesn't finish the sentence, and he seemingly goes back to his normal self, but I think it's going to pose a question if they do come across Crosshair again, and he's given a directive, because right now he's free of any directive, right? Maybe the chip isn't transmitting, it's not fully restricting him, but I think it's going to come to a point where he is going to be bent against the team, and either he, let's say, maybe sacrifices himself, like fighting against it, because we have seen that some people are able to fight it a little bit. We saw it mostly with Rex, and of course Crosshair was fighting it for some time. Of course his was amplified, that's why he can't fight back against it any longer. Wrecker might be able to push through, much like Crosshair did, but he's going to have a struggle doing so. And what worries me about Wrecker too is he's not as mentally developed, or matured rather, as everybody else. And it makes me wonder if he's going to have because all of his augmentations, his mutation went into his physicality. You know, he's not the brightest. He is a little bit regressed in his mental processes. We've seen it. He's very childlike. And it worries me that maybe he won't be as resistant once his chip is kicked in. But we'll just have to see. They've been slowly doing this. This is like in every episode except for last episode, unless you count any of the times the Rancor hit him. He's had some type of focus or bonk or something, some injury related to his head, and it's lingered, and they're definitely setting it up, man. I'm worried by the end of this that maybe Clone Force 99 might not be all intact by the end of the show. I feel like this is going to be kind of, I don't know if they'll all go down, but I do definitely get a little bit of like a Rogue One feel about this team. I don't think anything bad will happen to Omega, but I do think that there is a high likelihood that most of the original batch, the Bad Batch themselves, might not make it into the future, at least into the original trilogy era. I don't know if they'll make it there. It was a lot of fun seeing Rafa and Trace pop up. You know, honestly, I mean, I should have expected to see them, right? Like, I feel like given the time period, them popping around these types of places, these types of networks, it makes sense because Dave Filoni loves revisiting his characters quite often. So I was like, I should have crossed my mind that they show up. And there was just something about the way that initial figure was moving. And then, of course, once she spoke, I recognized the voice. And I was like, oh, God, there's two of them. Is it? And it is. It's these two. And I gotta say, like, their whole little journey, I wonder if he had this plan from, like, Clone Wars Season 7. Like, did he, like, how, I don't know production-wise, like, how early on Bad Batch has been in the works. And, because, like, we set up their connection with Ahsoka, and we can set up this ties here to them in the Bad Batch, which then kind of ties back into Fulcrum, of course, going off into Rebels and using that intel, that data from the droid, the tactical droid, seeing how that comes into play to help the rebellion. It was a nice little like loop back around into the other stories. And like, I just didn't expect to see them again. I don't know why. I just never expected them to pop back up. I mean, I think it's fair to say that out of the arcs in the Clone Wars Season 7, that is usually that's a lot of most people's least favorite segments. And I have to echo that as well, was that whole thing. Like, they did grow on me by the end of it, but it was very much, I like seeing them call back to it, because one thing that Dave Filoni does really well is going back to elements that and like making them just keeps stacking relevancy on everything. Like, he did it pretty much with the prequels through the Clone Wars, revisiting a lot of these elements, expanding, touching on things, small things, characters in the background stuff, and building things out. And then, of course, he kind of has created his own kind of ecosystem where he revisits his own characters, his own places. That's why last episode I was like, we've had to have met Sid before, right? Why do I not remember this Sid person? I mean, I know my memory's not that great, and there are often times where I don't realize we've met a character before because it's been so long since I've made a trek through all of the Clone Wars episodes. But yeah, it's fun. It's fun seeing them play around with that. The action in this episode is fun. Omega learning to use that bow was interesting. I do think it was a little, after that conversation with Sid in the beginning about why Omega's struggling to actually land the shots, you know, it kind of calls back, you know, distractions are a big part of it. Like Echo was saying, you got to be able to tune out distractions and focus in. And then you have Sid come in, it's also your noodly little arms. And then the resolution to all of that is just no distractions. I was like, well, her noodle arms didn't change. I don't know. It felt a little weird to me, a little rushed. I would have liked to seen Omega kind of develop more, or at least see a little bit more of a struggle other than this like turnaround where she's like, yeah, I'm fucking Legolas over here now all of a sudden. It's just, I just needed to tune out distractions. And I was like, how are you tuning out distractions right now? I don't know, man. Force. Anyway, I liked it though. It was cute. It was whatever. It was just a little like, would have liked a little more of a build up to her landing some of these shots. But yeah, it was fun. Rafa and Trace. I like seeing them pop up. I like, and like I said, I'm surprised to see them doing good. Them still kind of doing a heist in a way, kind of doing something similar to what they've done before, but working for a greater good in the end. I like that. It shows some growth. Which makes me also wonder who Sid was going to give it to. Who did Sid want this information for? Same people? Maybe some worse people? I don't know. I like this episode though. So guys, what did you guys think of this episode? Sound off in the comments. Let me know your thoughts down below. We'll carry on the conversation after the video. Huge shout out to our patron channel legends, Mandy Sherritt, Ryan Karen, and Jason Coleman. Thank you guys so much for your support. Thank you everybody who's been helping and signing up and supporting the channel through the Patreon and the YouTube memberships. Thanks everybody who's been joining the Discord, which if you haven't, link to that is in the description of this video, as well as all my other socials. I'd love to see you guys there to chat about the episode or whatever else we talk about here on the channel. Get your all's thoughts and feelings, engage it. But yeah, thank you guys so much for your support. Thank you everybody who's been following along the journey. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe. We're going to be continuing this when pretty much anything Star Wars that comes out here, anything Marvel related, DC, pretty much pop culture hub as much as I can be, guys. Thank you guys, all of you, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. May the Force be with you always. Take care, everybody.